What if I told you that beneath your feet, in your very own garden, there's an invisible city teeming with billions of microscopic residents? These tiny powerhouses are working around the clock, transforming the very foundation of your garden into a thriving ecosystem. But here's the question that should excite every gardener. How many of them could your soil actually support? The answer might surprise you. A single teaspoon of truly living soil can contain more microorganisms than there are people on Earth. Yet most gardens are operating at a fraction of their potential microbial capacity. This guide will take you on a journey into the unseen world beneath your soil surface, revealing not just what's down there, but what could be down there if you give these microscopic marvels the conditions they need to flourish. When we talk about soil microbes, we're not referring to a single type of organism. Instead, we're discussing a complex community of workers, each with specialized roles in keeping your garden healthy. Bacteria form the backbone of this workforce, breaking down organic matter and cycling essential nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium into forms your plants can actually use. These bacterial cells are so abundant that they can constitute nearly half of the living biomass in your soil. Fungi, on the other hand, are the architects and miners of the soil world. They spread throughout your soil, creating vast networks called mycelium, which not only help break down tough organic materials, but also form partnerships with plant roots through mycorrhizal associations. These fungal networks literally extend your plant's reach, accessing water and nutrients far beyond what the roots alone could reach. But bacteria and fungi aren't working alone. Protozoa act as grazers and predators, helping to regulate bacterial populations while releasing locked-up nitrogen. Nematodes, too often vilified as garden villains, play crucial roles as decomposers, predators, and nutrient cyclers when they're part of a balanced soil ecosystem. Together, these organisms create what we call the soil microbiome, a living, breathing ecosystem that's just as complex and interdependent as any rainforest or coral reef. When this system is functioning optimally, it's performing services that would cost thousands of dollars if you had to purchase them as synthetic inputs. Your soil is essentially running its own nutrient factory, water filtration system, and disease defense agency, all powered by microbes. To truly understand how many microbes your soil could support, you need to think beyond individual organisms and start thinking about the soil microbiome as an integrated system. Just as your gut health depends on a diverse population of bacteria working in concert, your soil's health depends on microbial diversity and balance. A thriving soil microbiome isn't just a collection of random organisms, it's a carefully balanced community where each member contributes to the whole. When your soil microbiome is healthy and diverse, something magical happens. Soil structure improves dramatically, creating those precious crumbs and aggregates that allow water to infiltrate instead of running off, while also creating air spaces for roots to penetrate. Water retention increases not just from structural improvements, but because fungi create organic compounds that act like tiny sponges, holding water in the soil matrix. Perhaps most impressively, a diverse microbiome provides natural disease suppression. When you have hundreds of different microbial species competing for resources and producing antimicrobial compounds, pathogenic organisms simply can't gain a foothold. This is why gardeners with truly living soil experience fewer plant diseases even without any chemical interventions. The relationship between soil microbes and plant health goes even deeper. Plants actually exude sugars and compounds through their roots, basically feeding the microbes that help them. In return, these microbes make nutrients available, produce growth-promoting compounds, and protect against pathogens. It's a partnership that's been refined over millions of years of evolution, and when you support this relationship, your plants respond with vigor and resilience. Before you can enhance your soil's microbial life, you need to understand where you're starting. The good news is that you don't need fancy laboratory tests to get a sense of your soil's biological activity. Your senses and simple observations are powerful diagnostic tools. Start by digging into your soil and observing its structure. Truly living soil has visible aggregation. It crumbles readily and has a dark, rich color. If your soil compacts into a dense clod, that's a sign that microbial activity is low and organic matter is depleted. Next, look for earthworms. These are among the most obvious indicators of soil health because they only thrive when there's abundant organic matter and appropriate moisture. A handful of soil containing 5 to 10 earthworms suggests fairly healthy microbial activity. Smell is another remarkable indicator. Healthy living soil has a distinctive earthy aroma. That's actually the smell of actinomycetes, beneficial bacteria that produce compounds that give soil its characteristic forest floor scent. If your soil smells musty, rotten, or like nothing at all, microbial activity is likely compromised. Consider also how your plants respond. Are they vigorous and resilient, or do they struggle even when you provide adequate water and sunlight? Do weeds seem to take over easily? These are all signs that your soil's microbial workforce isn't firing on all cylinders. The encouraging news is that every single garden, no matter how depleted, has untapped microbial potential waiting to be unleashed. You're not starting from zero, you're simply creating the conditions for dormant capacity to awaken. Your garden's microbial potential is waiting for you to unlock it. Every choice you make, whether to till or not, to add compost or chemicals, to cover crop or leave beds bare, is a choice about which path your soil will take. The encouraging truth is that even small changes, consistently applied, can transform a depleted soil into a thriving ecosystem teeming with billions of beneficial microbes. I invite you to start your soil transformation journey today. Document your soil's condition now through photos and simple observations. Begin implementing these practices, and in a few months, revisit those initial observations. Share your results with our community at the Living Soil Lab. Subscribe to the channel to stay updated on the latest soil science and practical techniques for building living soil. Together, we're not just gardening, we're building a movement of soil stewards who understand that true abundance starts from the ground up.